Is this better, guys? Okay, I see hearts coming in. Take two. Okay, good. All right, so far better, hi, better, hey. Okay, guys. Okay, so we're gonna do the interview again. I'm just gonna do a little bit of intro about Fiona. Fiona works in an art gallery. She's from Hong Kong. Her passion is arts, and that's why she's doing this. So today we're gonna interview her about her views of Hong Kong, the city, about her work, and maybe something about her interests. So, first question comes, how long have you been living in Hong Kong?
Since all my life.
So people might wonder, like, you speak good English, but you haven't been abroad. So how do you learn English?
Just from school. Okay. I guess from music, from like TV dramas, I guess. Okay. Or also because I work in this environment where I have a lot of foreigners colleagues. So I just speak English.
Do you hang out with a lot of foreigner friends?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah, I hang out with lots of local friends, local friends, Canton friends.
Okay. So when do you need to speak English?
At work and with you.
I speak Cantonese with you.
I
know. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your work first, because a lot of people want to know about this art scene in Hong Kong. Yeah. So how did you get into art?
I just want to work in art. I remember it's 7 years ago. Hong Kong has this art fair called Art HK. It's an international art fair that happens every May. So my previous job was in an advertising agency, and I thought after working for 10 months, probably it's not for me because I felt it's a bit too commercial, I guess. So, and I always have interest in art. So I just look up online, just try to look at art fair, and then I found this gallery. I sent an email to many galleries, and then eventually I come here, at the District Gallery.
Okay, so what do you work here? What is your job in the art gallery?
I basically have to, we have to source artists, local artists, to show in the gallery. I work with the owner of the gallery, Mandy, she's looking for talents. And when we find someone that we really want to work with, we then liaise with them. We bring them, we try to curate the show and pick works, and we have to do marketing, we have to speak with clients, and also, of course, speaking to the artists, and also have to manage a team, and I have to do all sorts of things.
I see. Okay. So working in the art scene in Hong Kong, it's not something that a lot of people do. So when you tell people about your job, what is the questions they usually ask you about?
The first thing they ask is, oh, so you exhibit your paintings, so you draw. That's not what I do. I basically work with artists. I draw a little bit, but that was from my school time. But I mostly work with them and try to find the best way to show their talents out to everyone, to collectors, to clients, to even just visitors. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what is your favorite kind of art?
I like paintings. And I like sculptures as well, but I like works that has a very fine and intricate craftsmanship that goes with it. For instance, if you look up on internet, there's one artist that we represent. He's from Australia, and his name is Joshua Youngden. The way he does his work is he carves in paper, and he sometimes would put little canes and little things on the board or paper, whatever medium he's using. But the pattern and the whole vibe from the work is full of energy, and it's rather spiritual or calming for me. So I think I like something that speaks to my mind, that I can connect with. that I have a feeling towards it. I think that's most important for me. Like when it comes to a piece of art, that it has to resonate with the part of the soul.
Okay, so when you look at a piece of art, obviously it has to have an emotional connection with it.
It depends. Sometimes people, it's very personal. Like, it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, it is.
And why do you have this passion? Like, is it from childhood, or is it from personal experience that you've seen a very amazing artwork and then you feel like, oh, I want to be in the art industry?
Actually, I thought probably it comes from my dad because he's a big fan of Western music. And both of my parents are working advertising, so they got exposed to many of the westernized, Western music or TV or whatever. And my dad, like during weekend, he just play at home like Michael Jackson, The Queen, Pink Floyd, and all these music videos, and like for instance, The Wall. So I think I got influence from watching all of those, I'm a very visual person, so everything I see, I love looking at new, exciting things. I think that was the seed that my parents planted in my head. And as I grow up, I just naturally got very interested in looking at exhibitions in museums. Like whenever I go travel, the first thing I want to look at is art museums. So I think it's quite a natural. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Now, knowing that Hong Kong is a very polarized city in the sense that there's a group of people, usually Westerners, that would, appreciate art more. They know more about the artwork and the industry and all that. And then there's a majority of local Hong Kong people who really don't have much knowledge about the art scene, and they're not being exposed to it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were to talk to a local person about the arts, the art industry in Hong Kong, like, how do you explain to them that this is actually something that that has a lot of value, and you can actually learn a lot from the art industry?
The first thing I would do is I would tell them about the artists, and most of them like they got blown away, like because it's not something they're exposed at school. So like they do education about that. And even at school, like it's mostly about the skill and how you draw, but it's not about the concept and things like that. So definitely art education in Hong Kong is lacking because in many other countries I know, like you have a lot of outings, kids tour to museums, and the museums often have a lot of kids program, education department to work with schools. So I think it's for Hong Kong people, like the first thing I tell them, yes, as I said, it's I try to tell them about art and artists, and they're very fascinated. But the next thing they ask me is how much is it? So I think it's very, how do you call it? Like not inborn, but because Hong Kong people are brought up in that way, we're very money conscious, and so maybe they ask because they want to see if they can own it. So it's a very materialistic city. So maybe that's why it's the first, it's like offered often the first question they ask. Whereas like other clients, for instance, Westerners, they ask about more about the artist, like how they do work and what's the concept behind. So it's quite a different way of thinking. But some Hong Kong friends I have, because they are also well traveled and like they got exposed to a lot of like art and music, culture stuff, and so they would slowly become westernized. But for me, it's not Chinese or westernized or whatever. It's how much you're exposed to it, and the more you're exposed to it, the more you want to know about it. I think it's like in that direction, not the money direction.
Okay.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope I make myself clear.
Yeah, I understand it at least.
Okay.
And what kind of people would actually come into galleries like these, and they would actually buy the art piece? Is there a specific type of people that you see?
For our gallery,
Yeah.
most of our clients are expats who live and work in Hong Kong. There is about 10%, I think, are Hong Kong Chinese, but they're quite westernized. like they study overseas, and yeah, just quite like not like local Hong Kong. So yeah, that's all of them.
And most of the arts in Hong Kong, they're actually from artists other parts of the world, right? They're not necessarily Hong Kong artists.
Some galleries in Hong Kong they focus on Hong Kong artists.
Okay.
But our gallery has an international approach, so. But a lot of galleries in Hong Kong they show international artists. I think it goes with the Hong Kong image, like being an international and metropolitan city.
Just to let you know, we have about 40 people looking through the stream, and they're giving you a lot of hearts. That means that they really like what you're doing. Yeah, and everyone's like, someone's saying hi from Brazil and all that.
Hi. I really want to visit Brazil and South America. My dream.
Okay, so so let's talk about the art, like the artists in Hong Kong. What are they like, and how are they surviving in Hong Kong, being an artist?
There are many great talents in Hong Kong. I was just speaking this week. Our gallery had a show opening last night, and I met this curator who I think he's an Aussie, but he's been working in Beijing and Hong Kong for a long time. He does a lot of projects, and we were brainstorming about like doing a show just to dedicate to Hong Kong artists. I feel that I have a lot of Hong Kong artist friends, and for me, they are quite introvert in comparison to like Western artists. I think it's a Hong Kong Chinese character, not really speak up, because at school, speaking up a lot is not a good thing. Like you get banned, like just don't talk, you guys. So they were not really trained to speak up, and they're very shy. Not most of, like not all of them. Some of them are really like they speak really well, but most of them they just like to do their work in the studio and kind of work very hard. But for them, it's not so easy for them to reach out of their studio and speak to different people. So I feel like it's quite important that I really value like my relationship with them, because we talk so much and we exchange a lot of ideas, and I always really want to use the gallery, this platform, to showcase their work and bring their work for more people to look at. So for instance, in March, there's this new art fair in Hong Kong called Art Central, and we have curated a 7 Hong Kong artists exhibition, and the feedback was great. People love it, and they're like, "Oh wow! Like I don't know Hong Kong has so many like great talents, and it's really music to my ears." I think. So I think they need more chances and need more exposure. So, but there are really many talents out there.
Do you think the industry is helping Hong Kong artists to promote themselves and to help them to actually make a living out of this? Or I know, like, as artists, you know, they don't really think about, okay, I need to make money or anything. But the reality is, you know, you have to survive, and you have to make money. And if your passion and if your skill is on art, then ideally you will want to make money, right?
Yeah.
But living in Hong Kong with the industry and all that,
a lot of them have 2 jobs, like they train at night or whatever, and then they have a full-time day job to like live, like spend for living.
Do you see there's a lot of support in the industry that will actually help them, or is
it
a growing trend?
There is some, but I'm sure that like it's better if there's more. If the government can do some more, then it can subsidy. Like in Hong Kong, what kills all the business is mostly rent, prices. And imagine an artist, they don't have a studio to work at, how can they make work? And a lot of them already push up to new territories, like Hotan or like around the side of Hong Kong, but it's okay. But the rent is still not cheap, and it has. I think if the government can do something about this, that'd be great. Or artist residencies, something like that. But yeah, it's it's like a if something.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about social media because definitely like Periscope, Facebook,
Yeah.
you have Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
These tools, you know, they're showing people the world, you know, just using Periscope interviewing you is already something that's never been done before. Like, you know,
Never done it.
yeah, right? So do you think social media will actually help these artists to push them? And
If I don't have this Periscope, I don't know John, then I wouldn't have been talking to you guys. And our gallery has, for instance, we have Facebook and we have Instagram. And it's very interesting. It's an artist told me he sold a number of pieces of work through Instagram. Because Instagram is such a visual-based social media tool, right?
yeah,
And it's exactly what clients like. They just like to look at images. And that it really pull people to come into the gallery to look at the work, or they just inquire because they have seen something. I think internet help or all these apps help us to open our vision widely. You don't have to like to save up travel time, but it's great. I love social media.
and Periscope, I was just telling everyone, it's just a fantastic tool. Like I'm imagining if someone were to paint an art, you know, and they would just scope from the process, like for the whole process of how the person creates the art, right? And and the world can see it, and then they can just like say, okay, this is my work. Who wants to buy it? And someone would actually want to do that already, right? If they have enough followers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome.
I know. You guys should use Periscope.
Yeah, maybe we should. I will consider.
Okay, so shifting gears, let's ask you something about Hong Kong because the channel talks about people of Hong Kong and you know what they like, what they don't like.
I love Hong Kong, by the way.
Of course, you have to love Hong Kong. Okay, but what are the things you like about Hong Kong?
I love that we are in the city, but if we take a 15-30 minutes bus drive, I can go to hiking in these beautiful mountains and beaches. I love the people in Hong Kong. They're very flexible. They're full of ideas. A lot of them are very kind, but they're a bit shy. So yeah. So sometimes you saw they're a bit, you know, 木口木面點講 like a bit.
What? I don't know.
Like expressionless. But actually, if you talk to them, they're very nice people. And I love Hong Kong, like food in Hong Kong. It's all the restaurant and bar scene. It's amazing here. Yeah.
A viewer was actually telling me he thought Hong Kong people were rude because they don't say thank you and excuse me. Like when, I don't know, like in certain situations. And I was trying to explain to them, like, it's not necessary that they're rude because they didn't say thank you or excuse me. It's maybe something that has to do with like not being able to express themselves, verbally at least.
But if you don't mind a little bit of political note here, you know, since 1997, the government allows 150 people from mainland China to come to Hong Kong to live permanently. And over these years, imagine 150 quota every day for how many years now? 17 years. You can calculate how many people are from China that are living in Hong Kong now. And what I want to say is their education system and Hong Kong education system is quite different. So the way they're brought up, you probably have experienced mainland Chinese tourists in your own countries, and you probably noticed how they talk to people or how they interact with other people. And sometimes if you encounter rude people, they're not necessarily Hong Kong people, I think. But so yeah, I would agree with John at some point. Like we probably won't say excuse me or sorry because for Westerners, they sometimes a bit shy to talk to or even look at. So it's not like they're rude, but some of the people are rude, I must say. So
yeah, but it's like everywhere in the world, right? There are rude people, there are polite people, right? I don't necessarily think that Hong Kong people is rude. I just think,
They're shy.
yeah, you know, and that's something
They don't. It's like in America, you jog in the street and then you say hi to good morning to everyone.
Yeah, but people
it
don't
doesn't
do that
happen
in Hong
here
Kong.
in Hong Kong. Even the Westerners in here because they're used to it.
Exactly.
They just go, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if the viewer is here or not, but well, that's what we were trying to say. Okay, but what about Hong Kong that you don't like?
It's so packed, so dense, air pollution, too many cars. I think we should follow Japanese. They use all run by electricity now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hong Kong buses are terrible. Like they just flash all these pollutants onto your face. And humidity in Hong Kong really kills everyone.
I don't think anyone likes humidity in Hong Kong.
Oh gosh, so bad. And what else? The government? I don't really know. Some of the officials they're nice, but there's a lot of room for improvement. I think. I don't know how we can do it. I love. What else I dislike? We're talking about. I think that's pretty much.
Okay.
No
Okay.
space.
Okay.
I love it and I hate it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the space thing, I think everyone knows it's an issue. I keep telling people how much to rent a place or how much to buy a place, and
It's so expensive.
yeah, they just freak out when they know the number and all that.
Yeah, like people in my age, we cannot afford a flat unless we don't go travel, we don't go out to eat, and stay for 20 years.
Okay. Now, you are my first female interviewee, and let's ask you questions about relationships with boys and girls in Hong Kong, because
Okay.
this is not a topic that I've discussed before, but I want to ask you this. What do you think about guys in Hong Kong? Let's talk about the not so exposed to the Western culture, like the local Hong Kong guys. What do you think about them?
Generally, they are very hardworking people, and they love video games. GTA, FIFA, something like that. And they love to play football. They are scared of girls who speak fluent English.
Are they intimidated by you sometimes?
Yes. But I speak to them in Cantonese, but yeah. I don't know why, they just immediately feel, like different world to them. But it's not like I also go to Cha.
Yeah.
I also do super local stuff. But they are, and also like they are really pounds and involved. They treat their parents really well, normally. And they're very good kids who behave too well sometimes. I think they can be more adventurous.
Okay. By the way, when we talk about football, it means soccer, okay?
Soccer.
The only world that uses the word football for American football is the States. So anywhere else outside of America, football means soccer, guys.
Sauce.
Okay. And what about girls in Hong Kong? What do you think about local girls in Hong Kong? Like you. Like, how would you describe yourself or the girls in Hong Kong? Like the good and the bad of it.
I think we are quite realistic. We love to enjoy life, but we also worry about our future. In Hong Kong, there's more girls than boys, and our parents are giving us pressure. So it's like, I don't know, like a lot of my girlfriends, they would be very worried about not getting married before 30 years old. But I think it's just destiny, Like, you can't just randomly find someone to get married and have babies and have families. Some people do, and they get divorced quite soon. So I don't think it's a good thing. Life is short, but it's quite long at the same time. I think you don't sacrifice yourself into, like, molding yourself in other people's standard. Just, this is not a very Hong Kong girl viewpoint, I think, but this is what I think.
Okay.
But a lot of Hong Kong girls like look for security. They get married early and then they want to have families and that kind of thing.
All right. Cool. Some people are saying they're really hot.
Whoa. Okay. It's really hot.
And some people are being very mean.
Oh.
So you guys behave yourself. We're having a very proper interview here, okay? Jesus.
What are they saying?
You can watch the replay later.
Okay.
Okay, so if you were to find a guy attractive, what are the qualities that would be like, oh my God, I think this guy is amazing?
Maybe it's the way how he talk to me. Maybe a bit funny, cute, interesting. Not too talkative though, because I'm very talkative. So if he's too talkative, then I feel it's too much. But no, who appreciates art and life, like music or little things in your life, because I think that's the beauty of. I don't know, like this is the meaning of living, I guess. To keep and be nice to everyone around you. Yeah, just kind, generous, nice, cute.
Cool. He has to be cute, of course, right?
And tall for me.
Okay, guys, if you live in Hong Kong, I don't know. I might get her number later for you guys. We'll see. Okay, so quick personal questions, very simple ones, and then we'll go to the Q&A session because we're running out of time. Okay, favorite Hong Kong transportation and why?
I like the bus. The old, I don't know if you guys Google, like there's this 中华巴士.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the no aircon Chinese bus. The Hong Kong bus.
You like the bus without the AC?
And like maybe 20 years ago, not now.
Oh, okay.
Like 20 years ago, it's not as hot, right? And then there's just like wind, like breeze. It's so nice to ride on the bus, just random trips around the city.
You can tell she's a very artsy person. I would never like that kind of thing.
But it's like now it's too hot. I won't do it now.
Okay, favorite food?
Favorite fruit? Can I have two?
Yeah, sure.
Ice milk tea, local Chinese style, Hong Kong style, like Dong Lai Cha it's called. And I love like this Sichuan style spicy chicken noodle in Choi Hua restaurant. Yeah,
in Choi Hua restaurant.
Choi Hua is a local, like Cha Chan Tang we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to block that guy. Yeah, you saw me doing it. That was very, very stupid, I have to say. But I blocked it. Don't worry. You can actually block me here. Okay. Favorite movie. Hong Kong movie.
Oh, Hong Kong movie. Guy Casey.
What is that in English? You have to describe
All
it to
comes
people.
well, goes well, or something. It's a Stephen Chow movie. It's a comedy.
Okay.
Every Chinese New Year, they bring it back up on TV. It's hilarious. It's so Canto jokes, full of Canto jokes. It's amazing, I think.
For people who don't know Stephen Chow, he's actually a famous, very famous celebrity. He's an actor. He's also a director, and he's a comedian. Like he has.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend in Hong Kong. And what about your favorite artist? If you have to pick only one.
Monet.
Monet. Okay. Why?
I love his water lilies. I can't get enough of it. I can probably sit in front of his massive paintings for a whole day without getting bored.
Cool. Okay. Now, my round of questions are done, and it's for you guys to ask her any questions you want to ask. So I'm going to pick out, because you can't see the screen because I'm putting her in front of me. So if What is the work behind you? If you can explain that a little bit.
Okay, this is a piece. We are actually showing a solo show by an Australian artist. Her name is Laura Merritt. And the work behind, well, all the works in the show is by her, and she does abstract paintings like acrylic and ink and linen. And so the way she does her work is she first mounts the linen on a big piece of board, and then she would pour different paint onto the linen, the board, and then she just carefully let it go, and let it dry, and then do it again. And at some point, if you come a bit closer, like these points here, they are made by very tiny brushes with ink. But the thing I love about this work most is these patterns. Can you see?
Yep.
So these are like, it looks like, almost like when you go hiking, it's like a waterfall running down these stones, these rocks, I mean. And after so many years of washing, it almost looks like the rock patterns to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the other works, if John has time, he can walk around.
Yeah, I mean, there's 53 viewers here.
So this is
Where's she from?
Australia.
Okay.
It's from Sydney.
Aussie artist.
Aussie. Her name is Laura Merritt, and the show is called In My Nature.
You guys can screen cap this if you want.
What is her favorite art piece anywhere? Oh.
She's looking at the screen now.
Yeah. Oh, this show. I think my favorite for this show is. So you can look at a bit of everything. Oh, these are my colleagues. Maybe this one.
Okay. What about this?
For me, it looks like a shadow, like a silhouette of a mountain when it's sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just love the colors and the composition of this work.
Okay. She's actually my friend. I'm not hiring for a job. It's just an interview for Periscope Pursuer. For people, no, they think I'm actually trying to interview you to hire a job or something. I don't know. Okay. All right. Any other questions that you guys want to ask?
Should we go back to the...
Yes. It'd be easier for me to handle this. Okay, we're going to take a couple more questions because before we finish this session. Anything you can ask about Fiona and her art gallery. We call her Fifi, by the way. Okay, there's actually been more viewers watching this than the start, which is interesting. Usually we get the numbers lower. Money sign. What does that mean? That's not a question.
How much is it?
Yeah.
You want to know? So the range of the works varies from. Let's see.
Is it true that Hong Kong men must own an apartment to be considered eligible?
Not for me.
Not for her.
Because it's, I think it's out of humans' capability to buy that in Hong Kong. So the show varies from 4,000 Hong Kong dollars to 80,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Okay, that's reasonable, I think. And what is the name of this art gallery?
We are the Cat Street Gallery. Let me zoom it up. Maybe zoom it up.
Is this the place we're at?
Yeah.
Cat Street Gallery?
Yeah.
And where did you get your bracelet?
Oh, this is a birthday gift from my friend, from my two very good girlfriends.
Ah, really nice.
I don't know where they got this, but I love it. They said this rock will give me calmness and strength, which I love it.
Okay, cool. One last question, and then we're going to be done with this session. Anything you want to ask? If not, I will ask her the last question. Usually it takes about a few seconds for people to think. Can you get Periscope?
Okay, but how do I do that? A broadcast.
What would you want Fiona to do if she were... gonna get her number. You're not gonna get her personal number. But we're almost done with the interview. You can come here and actually, yeah, you can